The person-centered approach to me is genius. It's life-changing. It's transformational in not just my son's life, but in the lives of the families that it will impact not just us, but those around us.
We see person-centered approaches as an opportunity to engage our students in meaningful planning where they have a voice.
The student tells them what they need, what their strengths are, and how they need to be taught.
It gives educators a mechanism for really listening deeply, collaborating with families to understand who that student is, what's important to them, and the vision they have for their future.
I feel like I did have a voice and I was heard because I just want everyone to hear me.
There's two pieces to person-centeredness, and one is that we want everyone to really have person-centered thinking as the approach that they take in any situation every day. But when you gather that thinking and learning, and either through a group planning process or some other means, you often want to put that into a container of some kind, and you might call that a person-centered plan.
The things I like about person-centered planning is that everyone that I know and support me are there, and they all get to know me and what I want to do in the future.
It involves the parent, it involves the team, but in the center of it all is the child.
Anybody else have something they'd like to add about what you think would make a great day? How about you, sister?
I think what would make a great day for her is if she was listening to music, if she was able to listen to the music.
Great, yes. Music is very important. What is it about music that you love so much? Does it make you feel a certain way, or does it help calm you down? What do you think?
It helped me calm down.
So that is something that she uses to help support her.
Or even if we're doing a
would you
group
say it's
project,
more of a focus, to help her focus, or to relax?
relax and focus, probably both.
Our first student was basically a nonverbal student. I've had him for about 4 years. He uses a PEC system. His dad was there. Wanted to be really honest with the dad. I said, I've had your son for 3 or 4 years and I'm teaching him to count to 10. We'll have him for another 2 or 3 years. What can we do to really help your son? The dad was really like, yes, I have some other ideas we could do, for his every day-to-day, his visual schedules, routines that you can help us with. So I went back and that's my goals. That's what I put in. That's how I implemented those for the next IEP meeting. So we went back to him. It was a great connection with the dad. I wish we had done it back in the freshman year.
The Office of Special Education Programs is supporting the person-centered planning approach because it provides a voice for some of our students to let us know what they want to do after high school. Students who typically don't have a voice in their planning.
Okay, I have a lot of comments. Do any of you have any comments or something about what I just read?
I agree with all.
I'm not usually I wouldn't lead into a job like some people are managers, but I know I have to lead this meeting because it's about me. At least I'm good at leading this because it's people I love, my family, friends, and people support people who work with me and everything.
Hallie's passion is just to be with people. She's just a really great kid. She loves typography. She loves to find different fonts and experiment with different fonts. So we started to work on cards with her last year, and that really, sparked her interest that she could perhaps, do this as a little business for herself.
I spent the summer contacting every graphic arts type job that there is in this area, and was able to get her a position at Specialties, which does screen printing and embroidery.
Hallie's a great person. She has a great drive and willingness to want to help and do anything, and we all find that extremely helpful. There's times where the girls back here are overwhelmed, or I'm, have a lot going on, and she's always right there to pick up and willing to learn and help in any way possible. She really wants to feel needed and useful, and she absolutely is.
Person-centered planning is very helpful in the transition years and leading up to graduation because it puts the student at the center and as a focus of the vision for their adult life. It allows those who know and care about that student, families and educators to come together to help them articulate that vision.
It's nice to be at the same place every single day, which is my favorite thing to do. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to help me out. And I think that's what I might stick with.
In the beginning, I was a little skeptical about person-centered, but once I got involved with it and I saw the benefits in terms of how all the people that were involved, I really got on board with it and said, you know, this is really good because it helps everyone involved.
Using person-centered approaches has made my job as a teacher much easier. I'm able to look at the student's document and really get a good sense of who that student is, what their preferences are, and what their goal is for the future. And I use that information to guide lessons, to help write IEP goals, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of my job.
The facilitator was able to listen to us, capture the information that we were giving him, and then take it one step further by asking the question of what can we do with this information, and then how can we develop an action plan out of the information that we're pulling together today. And out of that came some very specific goals and actions that we can use in the IEP, that we can use down the road, and even some things that I can use at home and work on with my daughter.
What we found as a result of person-centered planning is that the relationships between families and students and educators is stronger, it's more equitable. People feel they have a voice and that they're heard. So whatever the plan is, it's not something where they feel that it's being done to them, but it's been done in partnership with each other.
Well, we're hoping that through the dissemination of this video to school districts and families around the state, that more IEP teams and more parents and educators will use person-centered approaches in their transition planning for our students to improve our outcomes in terms of employment, post-secondary education, and life in the community for all of our students.
The PCP meetings made me feel as if there is actually a person or someone out there who wants to help my son on a new level. Not just because he's part of the system. Someone thought about this thing and said this is necessary and brought it into the school district and felt that it would help parents and individuals with special needs. Why not?